Okay, so I screwed up. Darkglass sending me a pedal to check out, and I had them send it to my old address. So I gotta go back to Minneapolis. I'm excited. Oh my God! Here it is, check it out. The brand new Darkglass Microtubes Infinity. Look at how pretty that is. So based on the success of the ADAM and the Alpha Omega Photon, Darkglass wanted to put the classic gain circuits into that same enclosure. So we have the B3K, we've got the vintage microtubes, and then we have the X versions of those represented in this package, along with some other stuff too. We're gonna get to that. And Darkglass maintains that this could really be the hub of your pedal board, as it's a toolkit that contains all of the things that you need as a working bass player. We have compression, different drive circuits, blendability between clean and drive. We have a 6-band EQ, we have preset functionality, and we have cab sims. Not to mention we've got a headphone amp here and a DI. But wait, there's more! Darkglass maintains that this could also be the hub of your studio setup because it is a USB audio interface. So if you don't have an audio interface, or even if you do, this can function as a multi-effects processor and also an audio interface to get you recording straight into your computer. So for me, gear is all about inspiration. And what I love to do when I get something like this is plug it in, turn it on, and see what sounds I can make. Yes, we're gonna talk about all the functionality soon, but I just wanted to show you the first sound that it inspired in me. So we tend to think of Darkglass, right, as this metal machine. And of course, the pedals from Darkglass can be metal machines, but they can also be very subtle, just adding a bit of heft and drive to your sound. And so the first thing I did is I picked up my P-Bass and I just wanted to see if it could make sort of an ampy, warm sound. And this sound to me, I just don't want to turn it off, but check it out. I'm going to, and see the difference. I'm going to turn it off. It's so sad. That is so sad. I got to turn it back on. Ugh. I mean, it is wild. Once you get used to playing with a certain level of EQ, drive, compression, and cab sim, it sort of sounds like a well-rounded tone. And then when you turn it off and you just have your clean bass through a DI, it ain't the same. Are you often stressed when you're trying to dial in a sound? Do you not even know where to begin when thinking about like plugging into an amp or a pedal or even the knobs on your bass? Download the free SBL Bass Toolkit. It contains all the information you need to get started dialing in a great sound on the bass. It is in the description and it is absolutely free. Okay, I know, you're like, Ian, we get it. It can do the sort of subtle drive thing, right? But can it do the classic Darkglass thing? Of course it can. And this sound is really the sound, right, that Darkglass is known for. I mean, I remember when I first heard a B3K, I was blown away. The style of the drive, right, the character of the top end, it's not biting your head off. I mean, so when I flipped over to this second preset, I wanted something that really represented that B3K, and this to me really does. I mean, honestly, if I were to play that sound without this, oh, here we go, I'm turning it off. No, I hate my life. I mean, it's so funny what you get used to, right? I love clean bass through a DI. I love it. And this doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound like this. Now at this point of the video, you might be thinking to yourself, I wonder if it requires a rocket science degree to operate. Turns out it doesn't. Don't believe me? Check out the Super Swanky VO. Hi, welcome to Super Swanky VO mode. Let's go through the controls of the Darkglass Microtubes Infinity together. The top row, you have 5 knobs: compression amount, drive or gain amount, tone or era. Just think of this as vintage dark all the way to modern bright. A blend control, blending between your clean bass sound and the effect, and an overall level control for the pedal. Then in the center section, we have a 6-band EQ accessed by these touch sliders. At the bottom of the pedal, you have 3 foot switches for user presets, but these are not ordinary switches, as when you turn them, they are knobs affecting parameter types. All the way to the left, we have compression ratio, all the way from bypass to all buttons in, like an 1176 style compressor. In the center, we have gain types, all the way from bypass, a tube preamp, the VMT, the B3K, and multi-band versions of both the VMT and the B3K, like the X. And all the way to the right, we have different cab sims. These 2 switches together bypass the entire unit. These 2 together access the onboard tuner. Inputs and outputs on the top, as well as USB connectivity to access the Darkglass suite, and balanced XLR on the side with ground lift. Oh, and would you look at that? A 5-string active Michael jazz bass? That sound, it's just like you're invincible with this sound, right? All you have to do is hit the bass. It's so much fun. This sound, like where it's tightly compressed, tons of gain, and no matter how hard you hit the bass, everything just comes out and is so nice and even. I mean, even like playing like at 80 dB, like 75 dB in my spare bedroom. Imagine on stage what it could do for you. So can the Microtubes Infinity be the hub of your pedal board? Can it replace your audio interface? I'm not sure. It depends on where you're at, right? For me, it is an inspiration machine, and it is so cool to be able to plug into it and get record-ready sounds immediately without having to wire up a bunch of pedals, go through a bunch of outboard gear. I mean, I didn't even use it today as the audio interface, but that sounds so cool to just be able to bring it on the road, on location, and use it as your audio interface and your entire bass processor. And now I would love to hear from you. Do you see yourself using this as the hub of your pedal board? Do you dig the sounds that come out of it? Do you think you would use it as an audio interface? I have to admit, I was a bit daunted when I got the pedal and opened the box, like, oh God, how am I gonna work this thing? But it was pretty simple to figure out, and I wanna dive in back for more, and that is a great sign of a new piece of gear. And speaking of gear, do you like it when we talk about gear here at SBL? It's not something that we've done a ton of, but we'd like to do more. In the comments section below, let me know if there is a specific piece of gear that you want to see us break down here at SBL. I have been Ian Martin Allison for SBL, and I love making making these videos. If it brought you any value at all, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.